Dear friends, in this video I want to tell you about the warning that our mushrooms, who is the warning for? Is this about, this is for all those people who work with mushrooms, using exclusively the technologies passed down to us. In 2021, I remember it like it was yesterday, it was July 10th, 2021, when the mushrooms passed on to us, to all people, technologies that can heal any disease, free you from any depression, addiction, and so on. In other words, they can completely restore the body. What are these technologies? They include the use of a ceremonial knife called purba, spelled in English as PH. So some pronounce it as furba. Actually, the name of this tool is purbakila. The correct name is Tibetan. We also use rape, vacuum cups, and hijama, and needles for acupuncture. All this together in combination, if learned correctly, can eliminate any addiction, rid a person of any disease. This is given to us so that we, in MYCOMYSTICISM, these tools were used to change our civilization, which is now in a very interesting state. And they were passed on to us on the condition that we would be grateful for these tools and promote this knowledge, this practice, build temples where people can undergo initiation, study these technologies, and so on. But it so happened that some people use these tools and are not participating in these processes. From my point of view, I think this is good because our task is to bring people to the mushrooms. But from the perspective of the holy mushroom spirit that delivered this message, which was just recently, it's not quite right because, you know, in the mushroom world, you have to pay for everything. If a person hasn't paid, then they will pay. And how will he pay? He won't like it at all. So the system works in such a way that people either voluntarily participate in these processes, or they will first receive 4, let's say, signal reminders. First, they come from afar. Then these reminders come into a person's immediate environment, and then they start to influence the person. If a person receives these lessons, their task, first and foremost, is to not prolong or complicate these processes. His task is first to repent, and second, to compensate for all the losses that he has caused by his vinya, or brought to our great movement, which is called MYCOMYSTICISM. And most importantly, all of you who work with mushrooms know about something called loops. And the loops, they consist of the fact that if you haven't reached the end and completed the process, you'll need to go back to the very beginning and start these processes all over again from scratch. So in order to reboot this system, in your case, you will have to go through everything. In MYCOMYSTICISM, from start to finish all over again. That is, starting as a volunteer, then you will need to go through purgatory, become a pro, and then fulfill all the regulations required to enter MYCOMYSTICISM. And only after that can you go back and work with retreat centers. Your task is, first of all, to decide whether you want to continue, because for many of you, yours, the one that brought you to such a deplorable situation, will not allow you to do it all over again, because you have already told everyone, announced that you are deities, that you are the chosen ones, that you are initiated, and so on, in general, crowns and the like. And again, there is nothing good or bad about this. So you will do what you decide to do, but you must know that for many people, it is simply much more profitable to move with the world system, with the world teaching, with the world religion, which is called MYCOMYSTICISM, because in order to sail across the same ocean, we will need a very serious ship. And if you decided to jump off that ship in the middle of the ocean into a lifeboat, then your task will simply be to survive, jump out, and your task will simply be to survive. Our task is to become the main religion in the world, which will help our humanity to pass these trials that await us, which you already have. It's happening right outside the window. Our task is to ensure that the maximum number of people come to our creators through mushrooms, receive their calling and their assignments, and so that these people can help and participate in improving our civilization, and so to speak, in saving those who can be saved during the transition through the so-called harvest, which has already begun a long time ago. That is happening right before our eyes, which will not end, well, and positively if we won't help and we won't participate in this matter. So sitting back, just watching and liking things won't work for you anymore. So I urge everyone to read the document Hijo that will be under this video, which is all 5 pages of text, specially given to you by our great teachers. And draw your conclusions after reading. For those who need to repent, for those who don't, just carry on. You're all good. Wishing you all the best.